I mean, Dro versus Pango is kind of weird, but Dro does get a free lane, I think.
So
for
I know they
so-
have a Lycan player and they just lost to Lycan, and Lycan is considered good against Drow, so maybe they'll go for that.
Against Wyvern though, huh?
That is a problem, but I can still see. I
Yeah,
feel like this exotic deer guy. He has deer in his name. He literally only plays these nature heroes, so it's.
Enchantress
it's
is out. Nature's Prophet is out.
It
There's
has to
nothing
be
left.
Lycan. Well, that's not his hero, so it's still
I,
possible.
You know, I actually literally made this mistake. I think against also Ortiz. Trying to join us on the mic for a couple minutes. But do you remember Shanghai Major, the game for 4th place? You guys 4th picked a Drow and I picked Ember into it. Do you remember how that game ended?
I actually don't remember.
With how
Well,
most
we
of your
lost.
games in?
That's the point. That's all that's memorable.
But this is a niche Ember. This is like the best hero.
Wait, they first banned the last game. Why are they not banned it this time?
I would assume just the Drow.
But the other 3 heroes are really bad against Ember.
Do you have to...
Let's Do It needs to ban Huskar.
I was going to say, do you have to ban Huskar or they?
Yeah.
Is
They
this
just
the
don't
first
care.
time?
It's the laning stage.
you don't think so?
I don't think you do that. I think A and Pango are pretty good against Husker.
Is this the first time A's been picked?
No, they played
played
a lot.
Necro?
They played a lot.
They played it.
I've seen them play it twice before.
Yeah, they did this Pugna AA in a game.
They probably need
Group
to ban.
stage.
Storm is banned. What else is out of play?
What do you think? You think there's gonna be a patch for TI or Tor? Anybody ask you this yet?
There shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be. Really?
Yeah.
If there isn't, what hero do you think is gonna be the most annoying at TI? Just gut.
Don't say that.
Don't say that. Don't get baited by this.
Just
I
say
know, I
Pango.
got
Say
it. I got it. It's
Pangolier.
Pangolier.
Roll it up.
Just rolled up.
All right. That's really. You mean I hate this pre-TI stuff. Like you guys acting all high and mighty like you got the secret info. As
It's
if
like
you're not
there's
gonna
money
just,
on the line
As
or
if you're
something.
not gonna just pick Drow every game you possibly can at TI, Bulba. Think I don't know you.
What's your response, Bulba? He's trying to bait you.
I'm not getting baited.
What do you mean?
I baited him earlier. So let's see what the pick is.
I feel
It's
like
already
they're going to have
been
some
picked. It's the
serious
fifth as
pace
well.
of the game issues on this
Also-
side. Let's do it.
Is this a good Void game?
I
This
think,
seems.
I think it's a really good Void game, personally, because you look at like what you said about the Drow is it's a good force staff game. They have these 2 supports. They get countered by force. They even picked Ember, also kind of gets countered by force, and they pick a hero that counters force staff. I think it's really important that they have this hero that enables the rest of their draft. Maybe there's like a Pudge that can hook out a Chrono. It's kind of unreliable. Wyvern, like the save is not really that good against A, and they have Maiden as well for magic damage. So
What's Artur's opinion?
What, Void?
If
No,
Bulba
I
picked you
was just
Void right now, and you were just... Or they
I mean,
told
I
you
would
to pick
not-
Void.
I wouldn't
there's no
wanna
way there'd be a
play- honestly,
Pangolier
I
in
wouldn't want
Ember.
to play this game because I have a Pangolier on my team.
Okay, you would have already just called it quits.
I think it's very hard for Fnatic to lose this game. I do agree with Crit though. I think Void was the best pick. But
I love that pick.
What?
that
Arc-
hero is
Arc
really strong
counters
versus...
Void. Bulba.
He's also going to win the mid lane very hard.
I feel like
That's
Let's
not
Do
for
It.
sure.
No, I don't think so.
yeah, I don't think so.
All 3 of their cores on Let's Do It take time to come online.
Thing
and
is
then
the
they have
Arc-
really slow supports too.
Arc Warden doesn't have a way to take off the shield.
Oh. The Spark Wraiths are, I guess they're unreliable.
Do they put?
Yeah, he just tucks the creeps and uses Flame Guard. It's pretty free for Ember.
They could have also just done Necro mid versus Ember. I think that matchup's very hard.
It does get scary if like a Wyvern rotates to the arc.
No, that's actually when they picked Ember in the past. They had a Necro mid, and there was just an AA rotating mid constantly. And Necro just kept feeding to Ember.
Yeah,
It's
I can
like-
see it. I think they have to do they have to do something that gets them experience faster than just sitting on lanes. And if they get their levels fast on this Pango and A, and they get the Usurp Chrono as well in the early game, they don't lose their tier 1s for free, then I think they might be fine. But they need to get like a 3k lead at like 12 minutes, something like that, by defending their towers.
All right, so who's got the win? We'll go down. I'm gonna give it to Fnatic just 'cause I'm praying here.
I think they have an easier draft to play, but I'm gonna go with Let's Do It.
Artur?
Just because they have a better bet.
I think Radiant's gonna win.
Really?
You're betting on the worst hero in Dota, Pangolier?
I mean, if they first picked it, they must have some kind of plan.
I've
Alright.
never seen this guy play Pango in a match. Maybe in this tournament he played it before.
This guy has a golden void.
So
The
you
guy
get-
has a golden void. Let's just say that.
So we going for LDI then, folks?
If I
Is
see
that-
the opponent carry...
You also
and I
gotta look at the odds. Like it was like 2.8 for LDI and like 1 something. What was it? 139 for
I feel Fnatic,
Fnatic.
should win this
I feel
game.
like that's a good bet on LDI.
Should win this game very fast.
I'm going with Fnatic. I think if I'm this Void, I see a Drow with a free lane pretty much, and then I see myself against a Necro Pudge.
Yeah.
And I'm not happy.
I guess we'll find out, guys. Will be exciting.
As a gold tier Necrophos player,
Was
I
it?
agree.
Oh, I thought Universe was
Have
gold
you how
tier.
many voids have you laned against?
I've laned versus 1.
And how'd it go?
He left the game at like 8 minutes in.
Okay, that sounds about right. Void can't handle that hero. Void has problems, in my opinion, with heroes that constantly shove the lane in and can out-trade with them, and that's Necro in a nutshell.
I mean, the thing is, Necro kind of just like hard stops you and auto attacks you. It's not like he commits any spells, so you can
It's
kind of dodge the
consistent damage.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Kind of misses with Void. He's already half HP.
But this is definitely a game where like
3 runes for
I've
Radiant.
noticed Fnatic has a lot of these games where they have the better late game, and this is a game where I do think Radiant's draft should win late game. I'm not
Well,
sure about this Arc Warden hero though.
He's-
The
he
body
might be dead.
blocks.
He might be dead
That
here.
was a sick hook.
Nice, okay. But they lost the region ward pretty badly there on the bottom lane. Actually, the Void only used 1 tango. I thought he had to solve that. I guess they're okay.
Oh my god, why?
Yeah, that's what you want to do, right? Why?
Who's the most tilted you've ever been in a tournament match, Crit?
Tilted?
Yeah.
I don't really tilt in tournament games.
Well, like, you know, there's like a pauses, constant DC. It's
Uh.
like the most frustrating. When you're just like, get me out.
It's hard to remember, honestly. I can't really specify the game where it was, but there's been some times where there's like, I'd probably say Dota Pit. We played the finals against OG. It was like best of 5. We ended at like 2 a.m. because there was 4 hours pauses because of connection issues and stuff. That was pretty rough.
CM.
Which was you missed the after party too.
Yeah, we just went straight to the airport.
Yeah, they have a Pango, but
Did you win?
Yeah, we won at
Okay,
least.
well, that's,
I think it was worse for OG.
Yeah, I was about
They
to
lost
say.
the final and then they went straight to the airport at 2 a.m.
the thing is they have a Pango, so you think this Joe's going to freefarm, but he's also playing Versil, so...
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I mean, the draw versus Pango is not absolutely free at all. If the Pango gets level 6 before you leave
It-
lane, he can just kill you once for free. It's just one of those things where he's not exactly a hero that like, hunts you down in the jungle.
Just some
Wow.
CSing under tower here. He's
Problem
missing all
is
of
the
them.
CM is
I
going to
got
just cause a lot of chaos in this lane.
He will. Sam's a pretty good hero.
Who's the best laning support in your eyes, Crit?
Laning support, probably CM. It's kind of absurd right now.
No, I mean player.
Oh, player? Probably me.
Alright, well obviously you can't name yourself.
Laning support.
Pilot die.
It's kind of rough actually, 'cause I think it depends a lot on the core. It's hard to just like judge the. You have to kind of mix like the duo of the support and the core in a lot of cases, because it's hard to judge like a good support player if he has a bad core player.
Okay.
Alright?
So
So
It's
he
just a
killed,
DD on Abed.
yeah, it's a DD.
he's losing the lane too. That's a really silly death to
Yeah,
give
but
away.
that's sometimes that's like that'll happen, you know. Like he's winning the lane, he's feeling good, then he sees the DD, he's kind of a little bit mad because he got a DD and he pushes the limit and he dies. You know, it's stupid, but you know it'll happen.
Dro is having a rough time top. Void's doing way better actually.
Yeah, he's running low in region. He's out of tangos.
I think it just gets worse for Void from here on out
I was
though.
going to say, Necro level 3 is a huge power spike.
This top lane's going really well for Radiant.
Yeah, it's the
Just
CM.
Crystal Maiden.
This guy is dead.
Yeah, we were talking
gonna
about
die
that
for it.
upstairs. Like
He's dead on Patos as well.
pro-
That's good for Pango. It's really good for Pango to get full.
problem with CM is it just makes everything better. Like you can't lose lanes with the hero.
Yeah,
You just
it's kind of true.
like you get any hero with wave clear combo with the CM and you have a great off lane all of a sudden.
Oh, the hook!
Oh my goodness
Damn,
gracious.
that was out of nowhere.
I don't think that's what he
Universe
was.
got the last hit, so he's going to be pretty much full.
Yeah.
That's really value.
Alright.
I don't think that's what he was aiming for. To be fair, but you take what you can get on
Just get a
push.
random A.
Like,
That's
oh,
why you throw hooks, because even if you miss, sometimes you hit.
Got the wrong fish,
Yep.
but still a fish.
Yeah, this lane's gonna get rough for Void now.
Thing is, it's not only just that he out harasses you, but Necro's a pretty tough kill in Chrono as well. He's not exactly here. Oh, he already time walked.
My
It's on
God.
cooldown. Nice,
He's fine.
nice quelling
DJ's
blade. He has
actually
stick
gonna die.
charges. I mean,
Oh,
he's dead on Void.
Worth.
My
Wow.
God.
You'd probably prefer to die than sit under
If
tower
he
at
gets
10
that
health.
kill on Void and dies after, it's actually really good for him. But because it's a deny, it makes it not that good. But he kind of needed to die in Void to get full HP.
Dead again.
No, Abed
Wyvern's
might
rotating.
be dead. No.
Oh, the miss uphill.
Both
One more.
missed?
Miss!
Miss. Yeah.
Miss!
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And Envy dies again. Envy's level 3, and this lane is only gonna get worse for him.
A lot of shit's going down this game.
I want to point out that I played a draw game against Pango, and I died 5 times in lane, so I can relate to this. Not saying you should die 5 times, but what's Envy at now? How many deaths?
3? No, it has to be 2, right? Because Abed died, so it has to be 2.
He only died once.
No, he died
Oh,
twice.
he's only died once.
Oh, it's Pi, sorry. Yeah.
Okay. So he's doing better than I did when I had it.
The X
It's a
factor-
weird lane. You can't really position yourself on draw.
Well, the thing is, like, it doesn't really matter how many times he dies on draw. He could have
Exactly.
4 deaths. If he was level 5 right now, he would be happy with it. But he has 1 death, and he's level 3. It's worse.
That makes sense.
Thing is, you have this Necro Pudge that I feel like all game is your X factor, because yeah, you have an AA, but you hook him out of Chrono. Like, if you save the Necro from the AA ult, like, I don't know how he dies.
This is the
in
good
this
old
game.
Necro treatment from the Void's perspective. He can't handle this, and this is what I was talking about.
Dead?
No.
He's gonna die.
Oh,
yep.
yes, huh?
That's-
just death
he already
possessed.
TP'd in, so I
Catch
think
his
it's on
hand.
cooldown.
Yeah.
Void does not want to be pressured under his tower with heroes that can consistently hit him, because
I feel like it's not like the in last game where Envy doesn't care that he's feeding a bit or behind. He's just going to farm woods and let Uni and Abed just carry the game. Void kind of has to
make stuff
Yeah.
happen.
not feed.
It's true, but if Zhao doesn't, like, if he's like level 4.5 and he has to already go to the jungle, it's really bad. You know, he kind of needs to be like at least close, like really close to 6 before you have to resort to jungling, before it's kind of fine. But
They've
this,
just given up on bottom. I think that's the right move by Radiant, though.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it is.
Unsalvageable
I wonder if
lane.
Pango. Yeah, Pango's gonna go bottom and it's lane there now.
I feel like they should make some move on this mid lane again with the CM or the AA.
And Envy TP'd bottom and Necro's going top. So
This is a really good rotation by Fnatic. He's just dead.
I don't
Now
know,
we're
what is
I don't
happening
know
right
if it's that good. He ran top on Void, right? So he's gonna TP bot now, and Necro won't be there. He's gonna have a free lane for at least a couple of minutes.
I think Envy's got lane control though.
Pango had to
And they have a
TP.
ward.
Yeah, Pango had to TP, so that would mean Pango would also have to walk top, so it's not like it's just a
Yeah.
free rotation back.
That's true.
And he rimmed it? No, he didn't rim it before he based.
Interesting. Oh, game's relatively even. I stand by. I think the support combination of Fnatic's just stronger as this game continues. They have more team fight impact. The CMAA kind of has to keep rotating around the map, finding kills. I just don't know if that's going to be realistic.
I'd like to see Necro just go really obnoxious items in terms of making it hard to kill him. Hood, 4-staff Yules, those kind of things.
Yeah, he's going Hood first, which
Yeah.
I agree with.
Yeah, it's just this Chrono is a problem for Necro because he can buy a lot of defensive items, but he will still die to a Chrono unless he gets hooked. So they kind of need this hook, which is from experience, it's not something you can rely on. Like you can't rely on this hook out of Chrono.
Deny?
That was close.
What a bash.
They did get the Eternal Envy barely escaped there, but both carries having a little rough go to start.
And he's all
Void's making a
4.
decent comeback.
Void is sort of alright, you know. He's got these treads. It's not doing great, but it's okay.
Yeah.
He'll have
Definitely
6
better
soon.
than Drow at this point. But Necro, kind of just a dead hero in this game in regards to the fact that they can't deal with him. Like they just, any lane he's in is going to be under duress until AA ult. And once they get AA ult, I expect them to make like a 3-4 man rotation. Just bring him down. However many heroes they think will take to kill him.
Holy, Uni's so far ahead of the game.
Yeah. It's
The
super
thing
important.
about this Necro hero, man, is just he does so much damage, and he can afford to itemize just for survivability. And you kind of need to kill him, especially with the Radiant lineup. If you save him with the hook, he survives, pops his spells, like all of a sudden you've just like lost.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, if they Chrono him once and he gets hooked out, the
Yeah.
game is pretty much over.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Void. If you mess this one Chrono fight up, it can lose you the game.
So, Craig, you're the 4 position player. You're DJ. Like, aren't you thinking about that kind of stuff? Meaning, like, the only way back for the other team is this Chrono. So you're gonna make sure when Void hits 6, you're sitting behind Necro.
Yeah.
Oh, really well executed gank.
That's sick.
Ult into the hook.
Yeah.
Great job positioning by Envy.
That was a Jackie Mao gank.
So value too. Some bad players are gonna be like farming woods, like afraid, scared, like I gotta recover, guys. Jackie just finds a way to get himself into the game.
Yeah,
Gives
I've
him a
seen
tower
level
as well.
4 rotations on mid that's Terrorblade by Jackie Mo.
He did the last summit.
Yep.
What level is the draw? Is he 6?
He's level 5 now.
And this is one of the things Envy was always known for, even back when Cloud9 was really good.
So
He'd get
mid
very
might be in
sacked.
trouble.
He'd come back well.
I think that.
I just don't feel like Radiant can exert pressure anywhere. Like, they can't stop Drow lineup from just grouping up whenever they want. Or even just separating and applying pressure in multiple places.
This
That's
A
what it
is
feels
just
like.
hitting mid tower. That's respectable.
That is respectable.
He's just sitting there and hitting.
Both of his retreat paths are covered. He might catch him because of the Spark Raid.
It's okay, I think.
It's fine.
Barely.
I was just making it exciting.
What does he have on? This can't be all he has on Pango, right? He must have like an item on career.
He has 3,000 net worth, so probably Javelin, yeah.
That's Abbott's.
Oh.
Yeah.
He definitely has like something like a Javelin.
Yeah.
Or what's the does the Pango have anything else? Come on, he's got to have
Must
something.
be on career.
He has 3,000 net worth. He has mana, but yeah, I mean.
Oh, that's a dire career.
Something's missing. He has 3,000 net worth, so.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, he has
Yeah, okay,
Javelin.
there it is. Yeah, there it is. It's one of those where like
Thank
this guy should
goodness.
have more items than he has.
I don't feel it. I feel like he should have even more than this, to be honest. He had a pretty free lane.
But then
I'm
he was
s-
forced to rotate to the Necro lane for a bit.
Oh yeah, he had to TP bot actually. That's what messed with him.
That's the thing about this patch is when one lane loses really badly, it usually drastically affects the other cores, or at least one.
I mean that depends. I would say like you can do it to yourself. Like you can force yourself to do this, or you can feel like it's being done to you, you know. But like in reality, this Pango shouldn't have TP'd bot when the Void came top, but he did it because
stick
maybe
together.
somebody told him. But you know, he doesn't have to do that.
That
It
was
kind
really
of
good
messes
rotation.
with his own game.
Is it though? It's a
So
kill.
they're gonna do tower damage,
Eh?
so it's good.
I think these guys just have to kill like all the time. Every kill they get on a core is really good for them. They don't really have good tower damage, so they just need to kill them.
Yeah, I think you just have to make sure you plant the pudge in the lane that's receiving pressure, because as you said, all it takes is one hook on a chrono or some big initiation attempt, and you're gonna get turnarounds.
Losing these towers is pretty bad for Fnatic. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know
is. It's
why
really
they're
bad.
letting have this tower for free, basically. Well, they're trying to kind of bait something on the Necro here. Maiden is dead.
Someone wants to watch the.
Is that worth?
Denied on the tower. Yeah, that's worth it. Oh, Necro might be dead here.
Has
He's
the
dead, I
hood,
think.
but yeah, that's a lot of damage. Wyvern heal does not work through the A ult, and
That was really good for them, actually. For Radiant, they got the tower as well.
oh, misses the change barely.
I just feel like they invested that. Now they lose out on the deny, and they give away their Necro, who's by far the strongest hero on the map.
No, that's really big. I feel like a lineup like Dyer's, they don't want to lose any of their.
No, getting these kills on Necro without using Chrono is insanely big. Like every time they get kills on cores without using Chrono, it's like you don't like give the Fnatic a window, because the Chrono threat is like, it's like usually better than the Chrono. So you just wanna get the kills without using your spell, basically.
Both carries are so sad.
Yeah, they are.
Shay.
I'm feeling pretty good about the Void right now, like in terms of how the game's panned out. I'm thinking 5 minutes in that this game's looking real grim, but suddenly, like Kurt said, you still have your Chrono, so you don't want to make plays on Void. You're kind of just only going to make plays if Fnatic decides to force anything.
It's so hard. Like, in order to land kills, LDI has to play very well in conjunction. Like, they need two players all the time. Eventually, like Fnatic, everyone's so squishy though, whereas Fnatic, you naturally have the Pudge and the Necro going to scale up. Arc Gordon super annoying with bubble placement.
Yeah.
Drow pops out of Invis with the silence, and like any core is now threatened.
Yeah, they definitely have to keep up the tempo on Radiant, because this is like a timing where there's no force staffs. They can get these kills without Chrono. Like, this Drow has nothing. He's no boots, I think. So they have a really good timing. They shouldn't slow down just because his Void is not like ready. The rest of the force should just keep going, keep
Yeah,
fighting.
I'm just saying the Void doesn't feel particularly rushed to go anywhere because he's like, if he,
Yeah.
like we said, if he uses the Chrono and it doesn't work,
He
they're gonna
shouldn't
lose, like,
feel
terrific.
rushed for sure, but he might still feel it, you know, because
Yeah.
he's like looking at his items and it's minute 13, it's not great, and he might feel like, okay, we need to do something.
Four
But-
staff done on Necro, that's pretty huge. That makes it so,
But
like you
he
said,
has his force
anything,
already?
yeah, anything that isn't Chrono makes it much
Yeah,
harder to kill him.
That's a problem.
And I really like that they're putting the Pudge with the Necro. The Wyvern save does not work, so you put the Necro aggressive on the map, and then you put the save that will work with him.
Game's relatively, so you think LDI should be a bit more active here? It's difficult.
Yeah, I
There's
think
so
so. I
they
think
have so much lane shove on Fnatic.
Yeah, they do. This Wyvern is kind of causing some issues for them on the top lane.
I don't like the supports are playing with Void. I think that's really bad.
They might feed down here. If Fnatic rotate,
Yeah, I'm
they're
not
down.
sure what they're doing. This is really bad.
I
Should
think
keep
they
playing-
all showed on the wave there. Like
I feel
all
like in my
three of them.
mind, I'm the carry. I'm saying I don't want you guys to play around me. I'll show up to fights
No,
if
I
I
think
need to.
the CM and the Pango should just be top.
Yeah, this is really poor
And
distribution.
they're all showing. Like it's not like they're just sitting in the fog behind him. They're literally showing on the wave. It's actually really significant. If they don't show on the wave, then it can be fine. You know, it's just a play. You expect them to be going on this void, and you're
And the
just
Pango
countering.
represents a threat because the supports are missing. But if the supports are just showing in lane,
Yeah.
all the other cores are kind of neutered on their ability to do anything. It is a blink on Pango though, so he does have initiation potential to get in the back lines.
This is also the thing with their supports. They have kind of 2-5s. Situation.
Yeah, the AA pick was simply to counter all the heals from Fnatic, so force them into
Yeah,
that
I just-
situation.
I don't understand this movement at all. This is like the most useless part of the map as well as Radiant. You could just take over enemy jungle. Instead, you're gonna go try and force a fight on a tier 1 bottom.
Yeah.
Like
I
how?
don't know.
This is the hardest tier 1 to take.
I mean, I think
And-
they're just treating the Ember as like kind of the one position, and they're just playing with the Void. It's
Yeah.
kind of how this team naturally plays.
He's
Maybe
gonna
it's just a
catch him.
playstyle thing. Oh, they caught him, but that's just a wyvern.
What's going on? What's that?
It's just one of those. This is the hardest map to make plays when you're the team that's like behind at this stage in the game, and they're choosing to make it bottom, which makes it the least likely to be successful. And if they go on Universe, they will react on the side of Fnatic.
You still got to be careful of your because you can lose a fight in like a matter of seconds if you're caught
Yeah.
off guard.
I feel like this is a good play though that they're sticking around, but like they're making them Fnatic not able to push out this lane at least. Like they went top with 2 heroes and they pushed out the wave top, but they're not letting these guys. Okay, now they're letting them out. I guess they see the Ember on the ward. They might get a chance here.
They missed Hook, so they might be able to.
I
Chrono?
think they should have
No.
just gone on the Necro.
Yeah, Hook's on cooldown.
You will die, but
Get him.
there's no Ember anymore, so it looks like they're bailing out. But they want him further up.
Oh, he's TPing. Will they cancel it?
They're gonna go on TJ. Yeah. You can't use
I don't-
Chrono though.
yeah,
Oh, that's not good.
Can't they just walk into Roche now?
But
I guess they have
they're-
Pango.
They have
can't
Pango
do it
and
against
Ember.
AA Pango. Roche is never a play.
So what did they get off that? On the side of Fnatic, like what can they do while Chrono's on
I mean,
cooldown?
you know what Fnatic's gonna do? They're gonna farm.
They're gonna hit
Yeah.
creeps.
I think it's more that you accept that as like, okay, Chrono's used, they got DJ, we don't really care.
We could play more aggressively on the map, basically.
Might catch Pie. Okay, it's not bad.
It's a classic pie.
I guess the Void is like, he's spending so much time down there, and he sees his potch, he kind of has to go for the kill. Like, he needs the gold for it. So I think that's why he decided to just throw it out there.
He's going the Mask Man and Shadowblade build? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't know about this either. I feel like he...
I think he just goes BKB.
Yeah, I think so too. But the Shellblade will make him more of a threat off map. He's
Ugh.
dead.
Again with the silence.
Void
episode.
should be farming
He
ancients.
just tipped him. Jackie's been on some BM shit lately.
I think he's finally hit that critical threshold of, you know, he's been tipped so many
Yeah,
times.
that's what we said yesterday too. Kind of feel bad for him, you know. You let him tip back sometimes.
Give and receive, you know?
Maelstrom picked up on Ember, looks like, coming out on the courier. Yule's next. This is a real rough Wyvern game for Pi, especially considering he's very adept at the whole dying thing.
Yeah, Pie's pretty good at tanking spells. Giving vision with his body.
I feel like this is exactly this is his comfort zone. This is where he belongs. On these heroes that are supposed to just die over and over again.
I swear this Void is like not farmed anything in the last like.
Yeah, he's falling behind a little bit. It's not that much though. If you look at the Void and the Arc net width,
Yeah.
like I feel like you watch both Jackie and Abed, they're in the same spot a lot of the time. They're farming the same 3 camps for the last like 4 minutes, and it's slowing them down a lot, both of them. Jackie has his Shadowblade now, I think.
Is this Arc Warden no Midas? Is that the play? Like, I have not seen this, I don't think. He's just going Maelstrom, but
Arteezy never goes Midas.
Yeah. It's a new Arc Warden build. People are going. I think Resolution's the one that goes Midas.
He
Reso-
he only went in one of the 2 games he played. It wasn't even like an every game thing. And he's dead. Yeah.
78 seconds. Now they can go
That's
Roche.
the Shadowblade reveal. That was really good.
They can
Second
force a
step was
Roche.
so
And that is what I hate about picking Ember into Drow, because you
Die to a Shadowblade
you
Drow.
you need to get a Yules ASAP, because any other sort of silence cleanse is far too expensive to get it at right timing, and until you have that, like, you're just dead in a silence the whole game.
Yeah, there's a couple of items you can buy, I think. I don't think you have to buy Yules. I think you can buy like a Blade Mail tool, it'll do the same job. Can't really hit you.
See, and I would agree if we were in a game like this, where, yeah, you're still dead to, like, any of the other +1s.
The
Like,
Necro's not countered by Blade Mill at all.
yeah, Necro Pudge.
His ult
specifically.
doesn't get
Yeah,
affected.
it's kind of, it's not the greatest Blade Mail game. Actually, it might be okay against Arc Warden. I'm not sure about that interaction, but maybe you can just go on him and he can't really do anything to fight you off.
It's definitely an option sometimes against Drow, though. So I like. I mean, Universe is just going, as we mentioned, these obnoxious, harder to kill me
And
items.
another
The Gust
Shadow-
pulls him
He's
out of
out.
Shadow Amulet, but he's back in it.
Good play. He has a force. Yeah, this force staff is gonna be really, really annoying for them, especially when they get more than one. It's almost impossible to play both A and Maiden against this.
Yeah, with Chrono you have the without Chrono you have the Frostbite or the chains into A combo. So
Yeah.
the Force Staff counters it.
It just feels like Fnatic has so many tools to turn fights around. Like, you need a perfect storm for LDI of, like, just great spell usage in conjunction with your teammates, whereas at Fnatic, one Wyvern ult, one hook defense, one force, and all of a sudden you break the initiation
Oh, this
chain,
might be
you
a
wanna
good
fight.
smoke if they make it. Oh,
Yeah, it's slow.
they're out.
He's not even close to that Yules too, so he's got to be so scared on Ember. When you're an Ember and you can't just show in lanes, it's quite hard to play the hero.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this Jules. I agree with the fact that he needs it, but I think he needs to buy like a bigger item, like BKB. He just buys
Yeah.
BKB so he can go
Dude,
in the fights.
I've been saying that, like, for like multiple lands now, but only maybe plays this BKB Ember style.
Yeah.
Like, it's like he almost always goes like Treads Maelstrom, BKB Blink, or Blink BKB.
It's because his playstyle is just to fight for
Yeah.
Ame.
But that's what they were trying to do, right? It's just
I mean, it seems like they're fighting with, yeah, now they're trying to do it, and Void's playing more farm.
yeah. I think BKB on Ember is just insane. You get the level 15 talent, your Flame Guard's suddenly like a double Radiance, and there's no way to get rid of it because you're BKB'd.
I
Like,
think
gonna force
BKB's
them back
insane
here.
on everyone now. So.
yeah.
This is if they trade the tier 2 for tier 2, it's pretty good for Radiant. But
You can go high. Yeah, you can keep threatening. You have a
this
Pudge.
is not looking too good.
And
Might lose
Arc
his tier 3
Warden's
for free.
Shield. And I like how they force them back and then back off. Tier 1 mid is easy pickings. So since they
Unhealable
force them on
damage.
mid-
So I think they kill his wave as soon as possible and they smoke out because they have the advantage of being ready to, like, they know Fnatic is not top yet. If they smoke out of this lane right now, they'll make it to cut them off. Like, you see 2 heroes mid and you know the rest are bot.
I
Do they
think
have
it's
a
coming
one?
on the courier right now. Or not.
It's too slow if they do no.
Lincoln's on Void. There's no way that's the item.
He
here.
does not do that. There's no, yeah.
He's actually going Lincoln's?
Yeah.
He has BKB and Lincoln's queued up. So
Does it BKB first at least? I don't know.
it is BKB first.
That's fine. He's probably going to change it up after.
But you can just see this Drow lineup's just outpacing them.
Yeah.
The towers
Oh,
die
no, it is
faster and the
Lincoln's
creeps are dying faster all throughout the map. Void, like, Void and Drev have done the same thing, but Void's now 2k behind. And it's only going to get worse as the game progresses.
Yeah, he's used one chrono entire game.
Recovery heroes are all about like how much they do while they're recovering
Can
for
they get
their
this
teammates,
chrono?
or how much
Oh, he's
how
not
fast they
in here.
recover. And Void is not either of those.
He should have been ready here on Void. It's too slow. They had a chance there. But he does have blink on Pudge, so this is probably gonna catch the Void off guard.
Really good positioning by DJ.
Yeah, he's baiting.
The Dangler.
It's sort of obvious, right? Like, Necros, they know that Fnatic know where they are, and he's still farming there. So
We've seen LDI run up hills into shrines into Necro Oracles.
yeah, I
so
watched the last game, so
quite
they're not
possibly
afraid of
Falcons.
biting the bait sometimes, which can be good.
It sometimes will catch teams off guard. I've heard other players talk about it where you're like, there's no way he's actually gonna go on me, and
Yeah.
then they do.
It's also oh, they're doing Roche. If they get this, it's really good for them.
I like this play from Fnatic, though. I think you can just go for tier 3 here.
Roche is slow.
Yeah, they won't
Oh
get
my
it.
God.
That's
You
kinda-
can't do Roche.
that's
You have
really
no Roche
sad.
heroes.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Void can do a decent amount of damage, but he can't actually tank
Mm.
it. So
Yeah, that's another thing I forgot to mention is, like, how many fights does LDI have to take and win before they can
Yeah,
threaten an
that's true.
objective? The Drow lineup needs 1 or 2 kills without buyback, and they're taking a Rax. and they can just plant the Necro
They
here.
have to go
Pudge
on
is
this.
ready
They have to
hook.
go on this Necro right now.
Yeah,
And
but look at
somebody
the
blocks.
Pudge.
Yeah, but somebody has to block it. Like you, the Void. You know, you should chrono this guy. Like he blocks a hook himself. Like whatever. You know, he dies. But if the Necro dies, that's a big difference in net worth. You kind of have to do it. I think.
I don't think you can kill the Necro though if you pull the Void away from him.
Oh, I think he dies for sure.
Really?
To A and Maiden and
He's-
Tango and stuff. He will die. I'm pretty sure because he has like a hood and he has a force. He's not that tanky.
He's a plate mail too though.
How does the interaction work
no,
if
he
Pango
dies.
blinks on
He
top of
dies.
somebody in a chrono?
With ulti?
Like, yeah,
he's
while
just
he's ult-
stuck. He keeps refreshing the ulti. Like it just keeps going.
But I'm saying, does he like? So do you stun them a billion times?
yeah,
or-
yeah, you do.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
good. It's a good duo.
Oh.
So he will definitely die. I'm pretty sure about that. But the Void might have to die for it. If they see a hook ever, they should just go instantly. Pango's starting. That's also a way. This is a good fight. The Wyvern is dead instantly.
They ult missed Envy.
Oh boy. Jack is still dead, and they're stuck there. Wyvern might die here for free. They still have Chrono. Good Chrono.
Oh, what
Nice.
It might still be fine. The Necro has no mana.
He did. Oh man.
That was really good by the Pango.
Yeah.
That was not the Pango. That was Maiden. Cancel
Where's
the
Abed? Abed's not even here.
Yeah.
The starting the fight with the Pango.
The
right?
Pango starting fight is really big.
was
He
a big
he hit the two most important heroes. Basically the Wyvern and the Drow. If the Drow is jumped on, then the Arc doesn't really deal that much damage.
Orange is carrying his team. Zoning.
What? You want the seat, Charles? Oh, okay. Charlie Yang is in the building, but apparently he no longer wants to do
He's too
stuff
good.
on the couch.
Too good
Yeah.
for this.
He's
Too
moved
good for
on.
Dota players now. Just kidding.
Oh, this DD might enable him to Roche.
Yes, it will. They had the sustain issues, but now Void can actually lifesteal his way fast enough.
If you think about Nahaz, who states that DD runes should function either not at all or half damage
They're
on
not gonna get it.
Raxus and Roche.
I don't know. This part of the game, right?
This is a weird
Sometimes it works for you, sometimes against you, but
Sorry,
you just hope it's not a TI finals when it
Yeah.
happens against you, and then you're good.
True. Is
Wouldn't,
is pipe the item here instead
Wouldn't
of like
Force Staff be better
yeah
than Pipe?
Force Staff BKB maybe?
Yeah.
I think it's just a BKB is good enough.
Pipe is pretty useless, I
The
think.
thing is when you have stacking pipes though it is kind of nuts.
He
Like,
just needs a, no,
theoretically
he
they
just needs a BKB versus Pango.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but I can see the theory. Fnatic tends to lean
This
heavily
ALT
on.
He's ready to
resistance
roll it
items.
up.
They need to go. Like they need to go now.
He's not
Okay.
rolling it up.
That's
They had no chrono, but
was
I think
really
they
bad.
can still contest.
they can't just give them a free Roche like that. It's like
Oh.
now the Chrono is is worth even less now. So they should have just fought without it anyway.
Force Staff from the Necro onto DJ, but A Blast only hits one. They might pay the price. Crystal Maiden went down outside of this fight, and Drow has the silence and gets him before
was-
he gets away.
He's a Yols. He's okay.
But they have Necro Scythe.
Dead. Alright. He's dying. Dead for 100.
Does he have buyback? Because if not,
No,
that's-
no, he
Oh,
does
he
now.
does. He does. He does now.
After the bounty.
He
Got
literally,
it.
yeah, the bounty room.
Yeah, I feel like they need to fight that. Like they have really good spells if Fnatic is clumped like that. Like with A and CM Nova and Pango and Ember. Like they have so much AOE, especially with the A, what's it called, Vortex, the W. I think they really have to take that fight on Roche, especially because they made it low themselves. They know it's low, and the Void doesn't have Chrono, so it's like the thing is like you have to choose. Do you want to fight the Roche without Chrono, or you want to give them an Aegis and have a Chrono against Aegis, which is kind of the same thing. So you don't get a better fight than a team standing 5 heroes in Roche Pit.
With the Pangolier.
Yeah, with a Pango, and then all the heroes are good in Roche Pit.
Yeah, they have Sheepstick being worked on the Arc War, and he'll probably have that towards the tail end of the Aegis, so after this Aegis, they still have that map control aspect to their game, and all their heroes on LDI just die to Arc Warden solo once he gets
BKB
there.
Void.
That's a good Puricle, I think.
I really like the positioning from Fnatic though. Whenever you're playing Dire, I think ideally you want to be in this Radiant top shrine area to control the two waves. They also obviously can kill the shrine as they took the tier 3 earlier. So you're just gaining total map control in this area. You play around your vision, and then it's very difficult for LDI to force a fight in a choke, which is what I think we're all saying they need in order to actually take some sort of fight.
Yeah.
Need them clumped up.
Who has Aegis?
I think that's Jar has it.
Oh, shouldn't it be Necro?
Depends who you want to have hit the tower.
I just feel like Drow will die twice. is all.
Yeah, I can see it. But at least if they go on the draw, the other heroes will have a 4-step for him.
Okay.
So
So they have the backup.
I think this playing in this area is something Liquid will do a lot. They will always play here on Dire.
Yep.
They're probably the best team at playing in this area, and they win games off of it a lot of times.
Radiant hates to play bottom, so it's just as a matter of pushing them to the other side of the map.
And it's such a trap, that ward on the high ground. You can see it right above.
It's so easy to protect that
yeah,
ward.
Yeah, exactly. And you want to go counter it ASAP if you're playing as Radiant, but it's a trap. And wow, they camp the Remnant, force them bottom with the Envy, pop out. Nice play.
I'd like to have seen the Crystal Maiden like instantly. They almost always know there's a ward somewhere around that top shrine whenever they do that. So I would have liked to see that.
Yeah,
really fast around the map. You're going to see Pi is going to link to connect.
Yeah, they know the boundary runes. This is something they did against us a lot.
Yep.
Every time there's boundary runes, they realize people are going to be going for them.
Like this from Pi too. He's just cutting the mid wave.
Yeah, that ward should have died. Yeah, for sure. There's no way you can let the ward live.
I mean, that's like such an important ward that even if they don't
Envy's
have it, you have to check, right?
One more
Like,
creep syndrome, Envy.
He's dead twice. Oh, you need to chrono, man.
oh.
That's good.
Wyvern's coming.
They're scared. They don't know where they are.
They're gonna
I
just
think
go
that's a
high
good
ground,
trade, right? Yeah, I'll
who?
take Chrono for Aegis.
For Dire, I think they're just
Yeah.
gonna go high ground now.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
for
I was just
Dire.
making sure.
That's a
I
great
missed
trade.
some-
It's a good trade for Dire for
The
sure.
wave is bottom. They need to kill this wave.
Yeah, the point of
next
the
one.
Aegis is to just give you an advantageous fight. Now
Yeah.
you're just saying, okay, no Chrono, this
I mean,
is 2
I don't-
racks.
Did they have dust there?
This is ideal.
They had another sentry, but they didn't. I don't think he had the dust on him yet. I feel like he would have used it.
I really like the Lotus from Uni as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
DG's just dead.
That's
was
a pretty
big.
huge
bad
kill.
death.
but
This should force his fight. I think
I
no
think he buys
Aegis.
back if he's got one.
That's a really bad.
He does not buy.
Bad days.
This is a good fight for Radiant. They should take this. I think. If Pengo can just go on.
just
Oh, he
dies
used his
here.
ulti already.
He's dead.
He used
You
his
get a
ulti.
raindrop in time.
That's ready again. They should fight here. This is crazy from Fnatic, I think. Oh, it's not a good Pengo ult.
Like,
Oh,
knocks
he
him
got
on the high
knocked
ground
up.
though. No, or he does have 4-step. He's so tanky.
On Pengo here. Might be dead. Nice Jules.
The lack of BKB on Envy though is just killer. He can't position properly to deal damage in these fights.
These siege creeps are just taking the racks. Took the range already. Melee's really low.
There, he's just enabling the siege creeps. They're fortifying them.
Awful.
Yeah, they won't get it though. They might commit with the illusion. Not gonna get it.
I wish Envy would just buy BKB.
Oh god, it was a good play by Pango. Chasing out there, realizing they were going back. He's doing a lot of work on Pango, to be honest.
Yeah, this guy's playing really well.
Thanks for that contribution, Bulb. You've been a little quiet.
Huh?
Hey, your team said not to talk about Dota, so.
Yeah, Kurt's talking a lot, so I'll just.
Maybe it's
Yeah,
time for another round of.
What's in your mouth?
Would you like to play again?
I mean,
you're 1 for 0.
But the. Wait, what?
Huh?
Sure, I'm not playing that game again.
Why not?
Sure,
Was a
I'm not
mistake.
playing that game.
No, I just thought.
Grant's
about
much better as a host
Bulbous
about this
sentence
game.
ever.
that. I just thought about
Sure,
it like.
I'm not playing that again.
Bulb's mind just works so fast that as he's agreeing to something, his subconscious is telling him it's a bad idea, and he's immediately.
That's exactly how it works.
Yeah. Yep.
You have any
So-
other games?
Any other games?
Grant's the mastermind of all these games.
We can play the animal guessing game.
Is that what your guess is? Which animal's in your mouth?
No, it's in your mind.
Oh.
You just think of an animal, and then the other people you ask yes or
Do
no
you get
questions.
clues or do you?
Yeah, you ask yes or no questions.
Oh, okay. Well, that
What
seems like
animals
it
in your
take too
mouth?
long for this stream.
ESJ.
What's in my mouth?
I think this game is hype enough to not do that.
Yeah,
right
this
now.
is a good
True.
game. This is a
That's
good
true.
game.
It's it's less than 1K difference.
And
It's
this
really
AA has
Are
2/3
there-
of his net worth in his stash here.
Yeah, you should probably buy
Are there
it.
any concepts, like high-level concepts, viewers might not be familiar with that you think are important for this game?
For
of
this
course, that you're
game?
comfortable, leaking. But
The biggest thing is 4 staffs against roots and like non-stuns, like slows and roots. 4 staff is insanely good against that. And Radiant have like 3 heroes that only have slows and roots. So 4 staffs on Dire is a really big impact on this game. And the Void is basically the only real answer to it. I guess the Pangolier in a way because he has a solid stun. But In reality, the Chronosphere is the only real answer to Force Staffs.
You think this? What do you think the next big timing that'll change this game is?
Sheep stick for Arc Ward.
Yeah, he has it.
Oh, there it is.
That's a good chrono. He's probably gonna die. Gonna get frozen.
I think he's okay.
Yeah, he got Lotus off. Okay.
That's big.
Yeah, that's big.
Well played.
And there's a regener in there too that he had hooked away.
He might be dead on Pango here too.
I mean, if Pango was
He's
there,
gonna get hexed.
Oh, he
here.
hexed the Ancient.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
that should have been really good play, but the Pango wasn't there. If
Yeah,
Pango was there,
all
he
they
would've
need
been-
is that one Pango Q on this and he's dead, I think.
Chrono down now. Maybe you look to go finish off that bottom melee racks again.
Yeah.
Roche is also up.
Really just wish Envy had gone Pike into pipe, but I think they were just trying to end the game on that
Yeah.
double pipe, so can't fault
I
them.
mean, I
for
do
that.
think the big difference in this game is that usually Fnatic have better late game
Hmm.
versus most teams in this tournament. In this game, it's switched. So
Really, I just think they have better late game.
I think
for
it's
sure.
I think it's
You
not
think so
that
still?
simple. I don't think it's
I
straightforward.
mean, most of the last game, I think they had a much like
That's
Gradient had a
that's
much.
a good initiation. Just go straight up.
Oh, but the
He
Glimmer
might die.
Cape, Cold Embrace combo just keep
dead.
you alive until
But
then.
there's pretty
Can you buy
pricey
back
for
on
them.
Necro?
Void is dead. He didn't have Chrono anyway, I guess, so not that big of a deal.
Snap goes down. It's really just this melee racks.
He's not gonna die, I think. Jackie
have
will
no-
die for this if
They
he
don't
stays.
have Glyph. They have no Lotus now, of course, since the Necro's dead, though.
Yeah, he's gonna die for it. He doesn't even get it. It's pretty bad.
Oh my god.
I feel like they either commit or don't commit. Now you're going to be in a position where you might
feel
lose
like
more.
People
use
don't-
ulti on Lincoln's. Yeah, this is ideal for Radiant. This perfect case. They don't have Chrono and they also this Void.
Nice
See
play
him
from
buy back.
DJ. Grabs the kill just before he can go down.
Oh,
Abed
Pango.
trying to finish off the... Oh, he does.
Oh boy.
He gets the XP off that too as well. 'cause he's
Isn't
alive.
it worth to buy back a big hero in these kind of spots? Like when in that case of the Necro, like you just wait for him to come back?
That's
No,
rough.
Yeah. I think
a hook. I don't know if Wyvern had E. He probably did.
I mean,
so
if he died there, I think Dro would have just bought back.
yeah,
They would have survived the rush.
it's pretty
It's
likely.
kinda weird. This game is definitely is weird for Radiant.
I don't think that was the right way to take this fight. It was kind of rushed in a way. Like I don't know. I don't think you can start with A ulti like that.
Yeah.
He has to be
Yeah.
really smart on A this game, how he uses ulti. Because if he blows it just once, then it's really bad for them.
I think they had to smoke and let Pango start the fight, and then Void needs to get like a double, triple chrono.
Yeah,
And that's how they win.
I agree. I think this Pango and Ember have to kind of poke the fights, and then Void sits back and waits with A. That's like the only way they can really fight.
I think the
Hope that
important
DJ
thing
just goes in.
that Kyle asked earlier was these high-level concepts. You guys are talking about LDI needing to like envision exactly how they win these fights, and it's really important that you ask yourself exactly how, like if you're a Void player, how many heroes do you have to chrono to make it worth it? And certain games, just getting one chrono target is enough, but in this game, like you guys said, and that means that the AA also has to hold his ult. If he uses it, that means Fnatic can play a lot more aggressive.
It's like you need to understand that you have to use your spells in a certain way if you want to have a chance at winning fights. You can't just like commit on one person with saves active. Oh, nice.
And he bought back, so...
Is he dead?
Oh,
Nope.
he's out.
Oh!
Where's the Wyvern ult, Pi?
Yeah, pie.
So they actually just waited for Ember to come back. I'm really confused.
Wait, what actually happened?
I don't know. They just waited like 80 seconds. They didn't try and force Roshan. I don't know what they were doing.
They
They
will
sh-
probably get Roche now though, because they ulted.
No, they're actually gonna. Maybe this is why Fnatic games are so long. They need to man up and just do it. Now it might be a bit too late.
I mean, A ult's down. They have vision
They're
control.
kind of just sitting there.
They don't have Void BKB,
Doesn't this
which is
die in, like,
irrelevant.
Yeah, it should
5
should have
seconds?
died like a minute ago. Oh, they do it finally. Get the job done.
Yeah.
Now it's all about the side ground push bottom, and Radiant needs like the perfect team fight to win.
Well, Abed was dead, right, in this fight, so maybe that's what they were waiting for, like waiting for him to spawn. But he was alive for a good while before they did the Roche.
MV almost has BKB now, so killing him twice will be
Yeah,
quite difficult.
I agree with you. On the CM, I feel like, as you said, if he goes BKB, even Ags later with the talent, like he look at his net worth.
Damn, this is really big kill. Damn, this is a big.
Did a Hex on the CM?
Yeah, I think so.
Holy
wow.
Yeah.
He had 5 point something K gold.
150
before.
GPM talents are pretty good.
Guys, Roche is dead.
shit! Why? That was regardless. That was an amazing
Are they
kill.
catching
Oh,
it?
they're looking
They
for
are.
Pi.
Have
They
gem,
probably had a
right?
ward on
They
him.
have gem on the mid.
Nice
It's
hook.
okay. It's okay.
Let's hook down. Can we chrono? Can we get a chrono?
Doesn't have vision, I think.
Well, Ace just peasing out. Glimmer him. Somebody save this man. Get.
Oh my. There's no glimmer. It's fine.
It's cool.
I mean that death was like 50 seconds where they can reset everything.
Yep. That's a good kill. Hex reveal though. What an item.
Yeah, that's good.
It's really cool. I think what they did to this item.
I've seen more and more
It's made
cores just-
Dota really fun. Like you can buy it on, like you
Mhm.
see people buy it on Shadow Fields.
It was I think it was just necessary. I feel like we had enough of the A on disc meta, where it was just no one dying, spells being traded back and
Yeah.
forth. You actually have this
It was nice
ability
to
to
make it
make
a counter.
pickoffs happen.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that it feels like
They need to. What Orange is playing like a god this game. He really is. He's doing everything right.
I mean, he's #1 net worth on his team as a Pangolier. We've seen this a lot though.
That happens most games, I would say, on this hero, because he literally just insta-kills a wave and you can't really kill him on the map. So he's basically like a... I don't know what you can even compare him to. He's like
Puck,
a...
I think.
Yeah, Puck. Yeah, that's a good comparison. It's really hard to kill. He kills a wave instantly and then he's out. So he gets a lot of farm naturally.
The thing about these lineups for like people that don't really, I guess haven't really played competitive, kind of watch, like playing Radiant's lineup is really intense. Like you have to hit your spells perfectly, and the game is going to be very high intensity. So they've actually done a really good job so far, I think,
Yeah.
Yeah.
of playing this game.
I think something doesn't really apply to when you play pubs or when you play alone, but if you play with friends or if you play with a team, if you have these type of lineups, you need to communicate how your hero needs the fight to go out. Like the Void needs to tell his teammates that he needs them to go in, and then he will wait with the chrono. All these things is not something that everybody thinks about in the game.
Yeah.
So communicating these things is really important, and it's something that will make your team fights look a lot better than if you don't do it. A lot of teams that don't do it, you can just see like if some team give up on a game and they're just like this last ditch fight, they're just like, yeah, let's just fight. You know, they say let's just fight. They don't know how to do it. It's not gonna work. You need to say what's gonna happen.
The same hero can like approach fights differently in like different games. So it's one of those things where you sometimes want to go in first, sometimes you want to go in second.
Okay.
Taki BK beat pretty early. Pango's stuck.
This one looks rough.
You just disengage,
he doesn't have the ulti cooldown on Pango. He has the swashbuckle talent. So
Is that worse?
that's debatable, but he has items for it to go swashbuckle. He has both Maelstrom and MKB. I think this game though that his ulti is more important for his team than his Q. I think just the fact that it gives him a stun is pretty insane. Like it's way better for them. I don't know how it works actually. If you can you hook Pango in the ulti?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so basically the way they need to fight is they need to chrono this guy and then Pango jumps on top of him with ulti, and then if he punch hooks him, he gets he gets Pango on him. I would say that's the best way for him to fight. Kind of counters the hook, and he has to hook the Pango.
Day blast.
That's force.
Half.
I love, like, this is just well played from both teams. Nisha's doing a great job. He's level 25 with the Remnant talent, constantly remnanting forwards to clear waves and deal damage, but also, like, taking himself out at the same time. And then in the meantime, obviously, the 4-staff spam, hook always ready. You can tell Pylai is just waiting for an opportunity to land a big ultimate.
And this lineup looks so cancer to go high ground versus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lovely push.
She's so annoying.
He doesn't have BKB, right? He might. Oh, he does. He does. He has it ready. Just gonna lose Aegis.
Alright,
Yeah, I mean, it's probably pretty frustrating for Fnatic. You know, like they really want to just get this melee Rex with the Aegis, but now they have to play the map again.
Do you think they could have?
I feel like they can just, if they just use their spells, look for an opportunity. DJ's not even throwing out aggressive hooks, and they're using 4-staffs exclusively
I can
to
see
save.
why DJ doesn't want to like commit hooks, because if if this Void ever sees one hook, he has like a free chrono, you know.
Mm.
And I think the mistake is that Abed needs to be more aggressive with his clone. Like he needs to use his clone and blink in on the backline, just like find a maiden or an A and
Disrupt the fight at least.
yeah, and then buy some time for Drow to hit the Rex.
What
And
about using the clone to push out the other lane?
Yeah, you can do it too, but I think the lanes are already pushing, right?
Or like try and do damage to the tier
Oh,
3s?
yeah, you can split them up too, but I think it's like the Void will just go there and deal with it, and then they will still have all their deep push on the bot lane. So I think I don't know if Abed has a BKB yet, but I think he desperately needs a BKB. He's not even buying it.
I mean, knowing Envy, I think his idea is that Abed has bots and goes top,
Yeah.
and the 4 of them go bottom. I think that's what he's gonna call to do next.
I definitely think the indirect approach is probably the ideal way to play this now on the side of Fnatic. You have so many saves, it's hard for them to commit on you.
Yeah.
If you don't have the clone.
Yeah, they can play the off-map type of game right now. Just keep LDI in base.
I mean, the thing is, once Dro does get this 25, it's kind of annoying. But the Pango is like, the Pango one-shots these waves. So.
Who's this? Necro? Does he have BKB? He has A on disc. Missed the hook.
Hasn't even proc the E on disc yet.
He'll get it. Alright.
He has the pipe plus the 20% magic resist talent, so he pretty much takes no magic damage.
Yeah.
Unless he's like AA ulted and vortexed.
Even the Pango deals mostly magic damage now because he has Maelstrom and MKB. Yeah, MKB is magic damage, right?
Yeah, they changed it back.
So I think it's pretty hard for him to kill his Necro without using like a lot of effort and a lot of heroes.
Woke up though. No Pangolier ulti.
It's such a hard game for LDI. They're playing so well, but it's just like one mistake and this game's just gone.
Pie break in the smoke, she usually does. Good play.
Yeah, he also took the night vision talent on Pylai, so day and night he can do that exact same thing. He's done that a couple times
it's a
now.
really good talent.
You saw him even sitting on the high ground just acting like a ward. Yeah. I love Universe's items overall. He's just obnoxious frontliner, makes you have to go on him, and he makes it really hard to kill him.
It's really nice for both Awkward and Drow to have this type of hero that just doesn't really care about his well-being. He just goes in.
This is where Dota gets a bit clowny. Everyone's gonna get their 25 soon. This is when Dota becomes...
This hero will be pretty annoying for Radiant when he has 25.
They're gonna have this plus Drogo at 25.
How much is the Spark Wraith total? Like 600 if you get the talent?
It's
630? Holy
yeah.
moly, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And he took the Spark Wraith cooldown, so those will be 2.5 seconds.
That's where it gets really scary for the CMA and the AA. They can just get soloed.
This is where
They're looking and they find Envy.
They see him. That's Chrono. That's a good kill. Dead. Yep.
And Roche is not up yet though.
how long
on
what's the
Roche?
timer?
Yeah, it looks like.
Okay.
What is that, a minute and a half?
Yeah, 140.
Do
So
they have a
he'll be up.
gem on Radiant? They do, right? They should.
Yeah, ward vision of this
Maiden-
area will be really
yeah, Maiden
important.
has
They
gem.
see it. They see the dire ward.
This guy
That's
should,
the attack speed right there.
yeah, but this guy should really get a BKB. I don't know why he's buying on this.
He's going
I
Octane
also we talked about this Hex, but I actually don't think it's a good item this game. I feel like the type of thing like the Force Staffs will counter the Hex just as much as the rest of their spells. It doesn't really give them anything new. Doesn't add anything to their lineup. Like Hex is never like a bad item, but I feel like he could have spent his money on something better for his team.
They caught him off guard once, but now that they know he has it,
Yeah, but they caught him off guard, but he still lived. You know, he got forced and he was out. So yeah, I think probably not the best item choice, but I can see why he bought it. It's never really bad to buy Hex.
So what do you go on Ember here? He's got the 7k gold. Looks like he's obviously debating, maybe saving for buyback. He says he has Octarine, but
Mr. Hex, he's
as one tanky ass pudge, 4,000
yeah,
HP.
but this is a good fight. There's no drow. They shouldn't get baited here, Fnatic. They kind of are. Yeah, they want to fight this with Wyvern ulti. Pi might die for this. He has gem. Big kill. Good split. DJ actually got the deny on himself. Somehow. With 5 heroes hitting him. Oh, looks like ODI is kind of playing the map better than Fnatic right now. Also, I don't feel like that was a good fight for Fnatic to take. Like they were kind of sticking close to his Pudge, even though he's obviously dead.
And the status quo changes a bit, where all of a sudden the Ember Void, like this late in the game, they become the ones that are near impossible to kill.
Oh,
and
he's
all of
gonna
a sudden
barely miss it.
Fnatic.
Does that
saw
see?
it. He saw it. Yeah,
Okay.
he saw it. But that's a free Roche because they died. Like that's actually a big mistake by DJ and Pi to die while their draw is already dead. That's something that
This is the refresher.
Is
Well,
this the kind of game where you think you buy Ags on Void?
yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
I agree.
does he?
I don't know
mean,
what
he's-
item you replace.
He's gonna have refresher. Usually you drop your boots and you just go Ags. And you
He's
just
going Nullifier for the
And this?
Eon Disca.
Yeah, that's good. I think it might not really matter if he has Axe or not, because the times they had Chrono CD and Fnatic was pushing bot, they could defend anyway. So obviously Axe is nice to have, but I don't feel like it really changes much. They'll have a save regardless if he has Axe or not with Pudge. It's always a good item though.
I think
so.
Refresher is better just because
Yeah,
of how important
I
the
like
BKB
that
is.
too, because it makes him like have 2 at the same time instead of just once every second.
You know,
60.
you know when it was sad?
What?
In the EG match with Fnatic, and our tour misclicked the 25 talent.
Oh yeah, I actually asked him about that today. I was like, I was wondering about that. What are your thoughts? Was it for the puck Dream Coil? And
Yeah.
he's like, I just misclicked. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, after he took that talent, like we were like figuring out how are we gonna win this game, you know? We click CM, he has like 250 attack speed at 20. I was pretty good with Drow. I was playing Dog Willows, so we have the same at 25, you know. So we're like we made a way to make it work with the precision or damage, but usually the worst talent.
Yeah, the thing about it is people don't think about the 50% cooldown reduction. Your your aura on creeps goes from 30 seconds out of 100 to 30 seconds out of 50, so it's
Yeah.
pretty ridiculous on the uptime there. So you just, have you seen a lot of, yep, you just spam it, I was going to say.